Mr. CPA, of course, will be watching this match closely. Mr. Kip Stevens there, as perhaps they have their eyes on the title. Gentlemen, do you have your eyes on the championship title as well?
In the Elements, they were champions last month. They lost it. I mean, this is right now a homework mission for myself and CPA, and if there's something a nerd likes to do, that's homework. We want those tag titles, and what better way than to scout right now?
Absolutely, I don't blame you, as the Breakfast Club, as it were, scouting with their eyes on the prize. And this will be some matchup, ladies and gentlemen.
I just saw
Mr. Whiplash trying to initiate some action in the ring, but here comes the Elites. Joe Attell, Zoltan bloody furious. After losing the Primero Championship belt last event at the Lions Den to AJ Spectre, and Miss Mandy misdirected him and bloody thrust him over the head with a mirror, of all things. How ironic. Gentlemen, if you had your pick of any of these tag teams to take on for the title, what would your pick be? Mr. Stevens?
Honestly, it doesn't matter. I am so confident of the Breakfast Club's abilities. We will take on the Zoltan. We will take on the Elements. We will take on the Elites. We just want our opportunity.
Mr. CPA, your thoughts?
I don't think we need to deal with the Elements, because we've dealt with all the Elements. You know, we've dealt with all the Elements in all the years that we've been teaming. It's been such a hard ride, but when we get in that ring, we're cracking skulls.
Mr. Steranko, if you had to take your pick, who would come out in this match victorious, number one, and number two, who would fare the best against the Breakfast Club from all the tag teams in the ring right here, Mr. Steranko?
Well, I think everybody, not only the tag team division, but everybody in this building has something to fear when Zoltan is in the ring.
And ladies and gentlemen, Team España making their way. Perhaps they're also scouting.
You know these guys, don't you? What's up with Team España?
Let us know a bit about Team España, gentlemen.
I don't know. I think they're looking for a soccer game, but as you saw earlier today, they want to challenge us in wrestling, they want to challenge us in soccer. We'll take them down.
Mr. Stevens, it's proper football. And last time they tried to initiate a match, a proper football match, in the middle of the Lions Den. And here's Mr. Joe Bronson, and here's Mr. Feinstein, and there's a lot of people lurking about on this match. Gentlemen, what's going on here? You know what's going on with these guys here?
You call it football, I call it soccer. You call it a pitch, I say pitching's in baseball.
Well, I was referring to what's going on with Mr. Feinstein and Team España. Perhaps they're also taking a gander at this match here to see what's going on as the action ensues. In the beginning of this match, you'll have Talon in the center of the ring and just bloody mashed pyro pulse there.
The waters outside the ring right now are getting filled with a lot of sharks. But let's keep in mind, inside that ring, we have a championship match going on.
Oh, absolutely. Mr. Bulls was distracted with all that's going on outside the ring there. As Joe Attell makes the tug here.
And let's get one thing straight. Soccer, football, whatever. They all fail in comparison to professional wrestling.
It's true, there's nothing better than professional wrestling. It's the lost true vestige in all sports there. As Iceberg taking on the wild man, Joe Attell, in the center of the ring. We have the auction going on here as these three teams quite hungry for that tag team championship that the Zoltan has. And you see Mr. Chris Cage and Whiplash just laughing about, pointing, making everyone do all the work while they sit there, relishing in the fact that they're the champions. Mr. Steranko, your thoughts?
My thoughts is, although the Zoltan are as powerful as they are, they're in danger right now because they're in there against two teams. That means they have to retain their championships against double the fight.
Yeah.
Not to mention all these Johnny-come-latelys all around the ring.
When I see guys standing around laughing, I just think of all the things Kip and I have gone through to get to this point in our careers, and I don't really enjoy it very much personally. So I think that the Zoltan is going to have another thing coming to them if they want to stand there and laugh at everybody's misfortune.
And the Zoltan now clearly in control of the match here as they're Bloody Marsh and Iceberg there, putting the work in. Pyro Pulse outside, having some words there. And Mr. Chris Cage and a big chop to the chest.
I like Chris Cage's do-rag. I wonder where he gets him.
Perhaps you buy them at the same place, Senor Steranko.
No, mine are handmade by my cleaning lady, Melba.
And at this point, Iceberg in trouble, clearly in trouble, as the champions have him in the corner. And a big kick to the face there by Iceberg to Chris Cage, perfectly executed.
Wow.
And Mr. Steranko, we're seeing it. Unbelievable. Hurricane Rana,
As freaky,
style on display here. The Lucha style on display here.
as freaky as I think the elements are, these guys display some great talent in that ring.
Absolutely.
This match is filled with great teams. Everybody here is very talented, including the teams outside the ring. But don't forget about this talented team on commentary right now, the Breakfast Club.
Thanks for reminding us. Speaking of talent and Joe Attell in the ring, we cannot discount those two.
Pyro Pulse will try to work on Joe Attell's arm in the center of the ring here. Here's the legal tag as Iceberg having a go here, but Joe Attell has other plans. He attempted a double clothesline, but it was reversed by the Elements, and the Elements making Joe Attell pay for it there. But here's Talon to break up that pinfall, and ladies and gentlemen, the Elements are absolutely quite hungry for those titles.
Speaking of hunger, I see you two guys came out here in an opportune moment. You came out here during the Tag Team Championship match. Please tell us what makes you guys think that you can mess with the likes of Zoltan.
Again, CPA's been saying it all night. We've gone through struggles. We've been persevering. We're trying to make our way up this tag team ladder. We had the victory earlier tonight, and right now we're looking. Whoever is the victor, we want their titles.
Quite strong words there by Mr. Stevens.
Speaking of strong, the Elements are still in control.
Absolutely, Elements really making a go at it here, doing everything they can to get those titles back as they miss the clothesline. A massive suicide dive onto Talon by Whiplash, perfectly executed, lightning quick suicide dive, bloody marched him against the guardrail, and the Elements working on Joe Attell in the center of the ring here, and this is absolute bedlam.
Let's talk about the skill that Whiplash just displayed. If you can see, he hit Pyro Pulse there in the midsection before jumping on the ring. That is accomplishing two things at once. Sorry, folks, I missed an elimination there.
And ladies and gentlemen, the Elements have been eliminated from this match here.
A little less homework for us to do then. Looks like it's going to be either the Elites or Zoltan, and whoever's the victor, we want.
And strong words here from the Breakfast Club as the Elements have just been eliminated. And the Elements were all business here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. They came here with one thing in mind, that title, getting that title back, and it would not be the case here as Joe Attell is being worked on in the corner by Whiplash and Chris Cage as the Zoltan taking control of this match, and Talon still recuperating from that bloody suicide dive that Mr. Whiplash perfectly executed. And Joe Attell taking a beating now in the center of the ring. A perfect suplex there.
Yeah, I don't like much the wardrobe choices of the Elements, but I thought they'd last a lot more in this match, being the former champs.
And a big kick to the face there to Chris Cage by Tolan. Tolan mushes him in the face. And Ozzy trying to control things here as Chris Cage.
Brilliant move by Chris Cage. He baited down into the ring, and that caused a distraction from the ref, allowing Cage to keep his advantage on Joe Attell.
And they got Joe Attell in the corner, and that's not where you want to be. Zoltan clearly in control. Joe Attell in the corner, and they're working on him. And here's Whiplash with a big right hand to the face of Joe Attell. And Joe Attell comes back with the right hand. Here's another right hand, and they're going at it in the center of the ring, changing blows. It's a war, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who can win the battle of blows between Joe Attell and superstar Whiplash.
Joe Attell, always versatile, always dynamic, as he tries to get that tag, and the tag's been made, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Tolan. And Tolan, all business in the ring, as he's taking on both of the Zoltan.
Great move there.
A big elbow to the face there.
Great teamwork by Talon and Attell.
Yeah, the teamwork is on display. And gentlemen,
What's going on here?
and Team España motioning towards the broadcast table here. Motioning towards the gentleman to my left, that being Mr. Kip Stevens and CPA. And what's going on? Explain that with these two gentlemen. Team España, you have a problem with them?
Well, they seem to have kind of found a problem with us like most people. I guess because they couldn't find their field here, they had to get involved with our field, which is clearly professional wrestling.
Let me just say for the record, those two are nose pickers. I know that for a fact.
Confirmed.
Team España also scouting the premises as Chris Cage goes on the top rope.
This is a submission maneuver broken up by Cage.
Mr. Cage off the top rope.
There you
And
go.
I don't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. I do not believe it.
I'm not surprised.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Zoltan. And gentlemen, if you want to take on anyone for the tag team titles, it looks like it's going to be the Zoltan. Your final thoughts on what you saw here tonight, and what does your scouting report say?
Zoltan, you guys might be champions right now, but I'm going to tell you one thing that we tell everybody else that we face. You will not forget about us when we're all said and done.
Hey, you heard it here. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It was an absolute pleasure having you meet us in the broadcast booth. And final words from Mr. Steranko.
Hey, CPA, usually Leon Mason does my taxes, but maybe this year I'll give you a chance.
I was going to ask you if that cleaning lady of yours is, legit.
Oh, she's legit. I'm not letting her anywhere near my finances, though.
Good man, good man.
The auction ensues here. A special thank you to the Breakfast Club, Mr. Kip Stevens and Mr. CPA.
And the champions retain.
Now we have a lot more in store for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have the grudge match between the Japanese Killing Machine, Magma, and Chris Rex. And we have, of course, the I Quit match between Ian Aldwin and Mr. Cyrus DeVille. And Tolan still feeling the after effects of this match here.
Yeah, that could have went to anybody, that last contest.
And Joe Attell also feeling the repercussions of this match. Clearly they're both frustrated. They wanted those titles. And Mr. Tolan now still not the champion. Still not the Primero champion. Still not the tag team champion. And Mr. Tolan absolutely obsessed with getting those titles. And I think if there's anyone who can do it in Fighting Spirit Wrestling, it is Zoltan. He's one of the most talented people here.
Now, speaking about talent, looks like he's not exactly done here in the ring. See what this man has to say.
And Zoltan grabbed the microphone. He has some words for the fans here at Fighting Spirit Wrestling. And the crowd doesn't want to hear it. They don't want Mr. Zoltan to leave here. Either does Joe Attell.
Shocking.
Absolute mic dropper, an absolute shocker as Zoltan leaving Fighting Spirit Wrestling, leaving Mr. Joe Attell, the wild man, the indestructible man, Joe Attell, in the center of the ring.